I realized I was gonna take some screenshots and I realized it would take way too many screenshots, so I'll just make a video real quick. This is just a project that I'd opened. I was doing some work on. So in your UGC folder, you'd right click and make blueprint class, make an actor. This will give you a blueprint with a blank. You can name it whatever you want. With a blank root, it's like a dummy root, so that you can make anything the root later, or just leave it blank. I like having the versatility of a dummy root. And then you would add a box collision, and oh, my lighting's finishing. You can name that whatever. That's your overlap volume. As soon as the lighting finishes building, this is a great time to do this. There we go. Select your overlap or your trigger, whatever. It's triggered. Don't forget to change the collision. By default, it blocks bullets for some reason. So change the collision preset. It'll start, if you go to custom, it'll start with whatever you had. So just change it to custom. And then look and see it had bullets as block. We'll say no, or ignore them altogether. All right, and then you also want, what I would do, because you wanted to add a box, if I recall correctly, you wanted to add something into the level. What I would do is just have it, if you know what you're going to add and you just have the one, you can add that right here. This would be a static mesh component. Oh, not as a root of that, but as a root of this. Attach. If it's parented to it like that, then whenever you change this, it'll also change this. It might be what you want, it might not. I have it separate. So then you would make that just whatever your box is. You can just do a box component. Cube. Where are we? Show engine content, but it would be in there already probably. Oopsie, what did I do? Not a background cube, just a cube. Static mesh cube, that thing. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So now you have a cube and your overlap volume. And then on your static mesh, you're going to want it to start hidden. So turn off visibility on the properties for that. So now all you have to do is turn it on and off whenever you want. So you've got this, so you can place them in the level, for example, if you wanted to get a look for it. Like let's say I wanted to block this when someone came up to it. I could just drop this here. Let's see, we'll see what it looks like when it's not hidden. We'll get to the blueprint in a second. And then you can go ahead and put this wherever you want. Change the size. You can also do this in the blueprint itself. This is just this version of it. Whatever, however you want it. And then we'll take, see, this is the versatility of having a scene root. The default scene root is I can move any of these components around instead of one of them being like the parent. So if, for example, the collision volume was a scene root, now when I go to move this, it would drag the whole thing. That's just, I don't know how much of this you know. So let's say we put the collision volume here. Perfect. There we go. So now when you go into this, it should change the state of that, which is going to be backwards actually, but we'll see how funny it looks. Okay, so we'll change that back to being hidden. This is probably overly involved. Anyway, back to our blueprint. So now we just need to make the event graph. This is what we were doing. I just get rid of these and we can add our own trigger. You want add event on begin overlap. And what I was trying to tell you to do, which I believe you got most of the way there, was has authority. So on has authority, only if you have authority, which means you're the server. If you're the server, we're going to run an event. So first you have to make one. So we'll search for custom event. And we're going to name it do this. And this custom event we want, so when we call this event, we want it to happen on everything. So we want it to replicate and multicast. But wait, if we're using replication, we have to make sure, just keep in mind, whenever you're using replication, make sure your blueprint, your whole blueprint is replicated. Bing. And if you want to make sure that it always happens, no matter what, you say always relevant. So it makes sure it sends it. Instead of saying, it's not that important, I'm using a lot of bandwidth right now, we'll just not send that one. No, it's always relevant. And now that you have this event, you can call it. So whenever anything overlaps this, and you can make this more detailed, you could say if it's a pawn, so only if it's a character or a bot. So if this cast2 just means check to see if it is. If this is a pawn, a character or a bot, then check if you're the server, and then if you're the server, we're going to do this. Boom. So now anytime anything goes into the trigger, if it's a pawn, and you're the server, so only the server can call this event, so it'll only happen once, it will broadcast this to all events. And then what we're going to do is take that static mesh and change visibility. Toggle visibility. Sure, why not? That's not what I meant to do. Set visibility to true. Boom. Compile. Wait, what's wrong? Cast2. Oh yeah, cast object. So what are we casting to pawn is going to be not the overlapped component, but the other actor. This is what is overlapping. So anytime anything goes into it, check the other actor, the thing that's overlapping it, to see if it's a pawn. Forgot that one pin. Now we're good. Save. You can just close that. You also might want something like on component end overlap. Check to see if there's any pawns in it, and then change the bills. I don't know what exactly you're doing, but you know this should get you going. So now you can test it with a default pawn. This will be our pretend character. We're going to start simulating. Simulate. Go. What am I lagging on? There we go. Now we're simulating. Bing. That's about it. That should do it. And so this is actually only simulating the server. But now we know, because of the way we set it up, that whenever something overlaps, if the server sees it overlap, it'll tell all clients to do whatever you told it to do. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to upload this and send it to you. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.